Welcome to CTeaV, our very own teen talk show. I am your host, Max. Today we'll be talking to some teens about why teens decide to work for all reasons. Could be anything from some extra spending money or helping their family pay the rent. I'm very excited to be here today with our lovely guests. May I introduce you to Jesse and Marin. So we're going to chat about how teens work for money to help themselves or others. Shall we begin?
You said shower. Shall we begin?
Shall we begin?
Yes.
You heard that too?
So do you guys want to begin?
Shall we begin? Shower begin?
Shower begin.
Shower begin?
We're on air right now.
Oh, it's
You
fun.
can't do that.
I can keep going.
Okay.
No.
So let's get to the questions. So teens decide to get jobs for all sorts of reasons. So if given the opportunity, would you take a summer job that you are interested in?
Yes.
Of course.
Definitely.
Now, would you take a job if you absolutely hated what it was?
Probably.
Depends upon the hours,
Yeah.
the wage, how close it is. But overall, probably.
So the only reason you take it would be like
For
if-
the money.
for the money.
For the
Okay.
money.
Yeah.
So even if it was something like that, you'd never use again. So you just take the job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
it can't
so-
be that bad, so I would do it.
Okay. So, can you think of? So I've already stated that teens may want to take jobs if they want money, as you guys have said, or if they want to help out their families. But can you think of any other reasons teens might want jobs?
Saving
To-
up for college.
To keep busy. You know, you get really bored in the summer sometimes, so to just do something instead of just sitting around.
Paying for gas.
Yeah.
Helping out the family.
Okay. What do you think the main thing that teens would be spending money that they got from jobs on?
Usually they save it up for college,
So-
cars, large expenditures like a laptop, something that will help them.
Or like during the week, people they want to hang out with their friends, so I don't know, go out to dinner or
Movies.
because they get expensive
Restaurants.
sometimes. Yeah.
So things to help them personally or things that help them later on in life, pretty much.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. So how do you think that teens having jobs now will affect them later in life?
I think once you have a job, it helps you develop some sort of responsibility and work ethic. Because you have to be dedicated, and you have to, even if it's not really a job you necessarily you have to show that you're willing to work at it and put some time towards it to be to show that you can be a good person, and you can shows that you're a respectable person that can do the work that you need to do.
Yeah, like she said, I think it allows you to establish a good work ethic, and then you can also get used to waking up early, showing up on time. Attendance is a large part of many jobs. Many people will ask you right in the job interview, what hours can you work? How are you going to get here? Can I rely on you to get on here on time? I need workers that can work late. Can I make sure you stay, close her up, and stuff like that. And working young will allow you to learn those skills long before you're ever doing 40-year-old well-paying job. Most jobs our age is minimum wage.
Yeah.
It's like a given.
I think that's some really good answers. Okay, so do you think that work is too time-consuming and too much work to find a job as a teen? Do you think that some teens could see it that way?
I think so. On top of school, if you're taking all these really hard classes, you're in a sport, you can't just be working as much as your parents do, obviously. You have to obviously cut down because there's other things that are equally as important, I'd say, being a teen, getting sleep and then going to school. So, it is important if you do have a job to keep it, but obviously there are things you have to balance out when you think about having a job and managing your time.
It's very difficult for a person our age to gain a job as well as hold on to it, because there's a whole lot of difficulties put in our path even before we begin. For instance, we're not 18, or at least I'm not, so that already puts limits on us in terms of time, like curfew, and what jobs we can do. Like I can't work at a gas station because they sell alcohol and cigarettes. And then there's the other stuff, like there's a whole lot of people who are like 30-year-olds who've already done, let's say, like a restaurant job as a waiter, have already got experience. They're overqualified and applying for the same jobs as us at like McDonald's, which is already, who are they going to pick? The 16-year-old who can work 5 hours a week, or the 30-year-old who's already been doing it? He's got a license. It's pretty difficult for us. And then on top of that, there's the hours we can work. Not only is it minimum wage, but most jobs for older people, I think full-time jobs qualified as 30 hours plus a week, and sometimes the max we can even work is like a part-time job.
That was really good. I guess, can you think of some reasons why teens wouldn't want to have a job that you haven't stated in the last question? Like,
if it's a really bad job, like sewage, but sewage probably pays well, I'd probably do that.
I can think of just like younger kids, they might want to do like something that's like tough manual labor, but I mean something like washing dishes would be fine. But I think it mostly depends on the job and like the type of person you have to be. Like also if it's something that that you have to put like a lot of your a lot of thought into. Some teens, like they're just like burnt out, so like from, I don't know, helping out at home or school. So I mean it definitely depends on the type of job you have to do, and yeah, like you said, the amount of time you have to put into it.
well said. Okay, so during the summer of 2012, so last year, the Bureau of Labor Statistics which said that youth from 16 to 24 looking for jobs, only about 50% of them actually got jobs. Do you think that teens might find this discouraging to hear? Or just youth might find it discouraging to hear? Do you think that would motivate people or demotivate them from getting jobs?
It's not a bad percentage. I mean, of course, it'd be nice if it was like 80, 90, 100%, but if you got a 50-50 chance, I would definitely be encouraged by it. I guess it depends on how you look at it, glass half full, glass half empty. But I would look at that with a bright smile on my face thinking, yeah, I'm probably better than the average individual, but that's just because I'm me.
I'd agree with that. That really isn't, when you think about it, it's not that bad of a percentage. Like, yeah, it's like 50-50, but I mean, if you present yourself well, like at the interview, I mean, I think you can jump through some hoops, and I think there's a pretty good chance that if you present yourself well and you
bright and shining individual, you have a good chance of getting the job.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Well, thank you both for your time, and it was really a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for letting us be here.